If you an artist and you need an album cover, it's possible to make one just from your iPhone pictures. Let me show you how I made this one. So he sent me this picture to start off with. I instantly turned it black and white. I opened up camera raw filter and made an S curve to bring down the blacks and bring up the whites. I made him smaller and put him in the center. I fixed his hair real quick, and then I found this picture of a bunch of people that's turned around. Pay attention. Stop looking at that ass, nigga. Then I removed the background on them and then turned them black and white as well. I painted some skin color back on him by using the brush tool and putting the blender mode on color. Then I changed the perspective on him and the crowd so it kind of looks like we looking down at them. I added this pavement and then filled it in with the stamp tool. And then made a big ass shadow at the bottom and then also brought down the blacks on that as well. I typed out the title name, which is Life of a Lonely Stepper. Changed the font, made it taller. I dragged both the corners up and then I changed the perspective. I added some outer beveling about so it looked like the words is coming out of the ground. And then I painted over it with red and put the blender mode on screen. And then I put some blur on the crowd to make it look like they was out of focus. And then I went to filter gallery and added some spatter and some IE. I don't know how to say it. I think it's some IE. Some shit like that. I duplicated them and then flipped them upside down, turned to black and then put the blender mode on soft light and added a little bit of Gaussian blur to make it look like a shadow. I duplicated them 2 more times to make the crowd look bigger, made some more shadows, and then also made a shadow with him as well. Then I added this like film texture in the background, added some red to give it some color, and drew some shadows around it. Then I used the brush to add some splatters, put the blender mode on color burn to make it look like it was on the ground, and then put some small splatters on his t-shirt as well. I added a little bit of highlights on the background, and then went and painted his shorts red to bring him more color. I merged everything, turned up the clarity, the dehaze, and the texture. I turned up the vibrance and turned down the saturation a little bit. I made an S curve, added some grain and some vignette, and then played with the color wheels until I got what I liked. And then I added some shadows around the whole picture, threw on that parental advisory, and then typed out his name, which is Kemon, and that was it. If you want me to make your album cover, just DM me or go to kscxxp.net. Right now they are $69.99.